content was great, even though the quality was terrible. It cut off 2 or 3 times when I was walking through the house. It was grainy. There was no lighting in the house, but it was a good quality video. So it's all about the content. Don't obsess over the quality or the composition, we refer to it. Obsess over the content, have fun with it. And Facebook Live rules the world right now. Yes. So if you want your videos to get seen, run with Facebook Live, Instagram Live. Those are where you're going to get the most views right now. Recorded video is cool, but live is everything right now. That's what I tell people. That's your editing software, Facebook Live. So there's nothing. There's one button. It's either show my face or show what I see. Like, that's it.
Tara.
Oh yeah, just nothing else really to add other than I do like the iPhone and authenticity. Once again, whatever you're shooting, it needs to be authentic, and stop selling yourself. Sell something else. I like to do a lot of videos that feature vendor partners. This person is my home inspector, and he is wonderful, and he'll tell you, why you need a pre-construction home inspector. And my sphere, those people who are on social media, they're loving those. Focus on someone else. What is someone else doing? Because people want to see authentic people that aren't just self-promoting. People are sick and tired of being sold to. They want someone who's authentic and cares to push up someone else, push up other people.
This week served as a reminder. We all came from contribution at ExpCon, and we have to instill that in our brain and remind ourselves all the time, is if you're pushing out content and you're coming from contribution without an ask, give, you're going to get that engagement that you're all seeking. Switching gears a little bit, because I know you guys are all rock stars. I mean, your 3 top tips on marketing the sale of your listings. And why I emphasize marketing is we really have to always remember that we are marketers in the industry of real estate. So I would love to hear each of your thoughts on how you're marketing. 3 top tips.
Know who the client is that's going to buy that home and talk to them. Don't talk to what you think the general market wants. I like unique properties. I'm not originally from Oklahoma. I was from New England, so we have a lot of brick homes that look the same, and it's like, such and such is planned, and it's to the right and the left, and I'm used to it. So I kind of like unique properties. So I'll talk to who's looking for a unique property. Let's talk to that audience. I like to do price reductions a lot, and I'm not even talking big ones. I'll do little ones, and I know some people think that's crazy, but I'll do like a $100 price reduction every Wednesday. And a seller will be like, that's ridiculous. And I'm like, you watch. And boom, sure enough, I'll pick up 2 showings the next day, and they'll call me, and I'll get a message like, you're late. So just that, and then pictures. I'll move them around. I'll change our Katie, because we have the luxury of having an in-house photographer. She'll go in and take pictures. So when leaves change, our pictures are changing. You will never see a Christmas tree when it's not Christmas time in our pictures. If it was wintertime and we're spraying, we're going to change those pictures. I'll change going up close, staying far away. Change our text to just maybe hit somebody else. But those little price reductions, getting them back in front. Know how your MLS works and how does the buyer get it. In ours, they're only going to get the first time they look, and until it's refreshed for some reason, they're never going to see it again. And we all know after they go out the first time, they didn't know what they wanted. So then they go back, but then they forget about all the homes that they eliminated. So bring it back, change the picture. I try to do that. I'm one of those people that, why does something keep showing up? Like EXP, why do they keep showing up? And so for me, I'm looking for that buyer that keeps going, why does that house keep showing up? I think I'm supposed to see that house.
Okay, so Renee, I think price solves everything, so price it correctly at first. Understand, maybe if you have to take the pricing strategy class or whatever you have to do, then you need to learn how to price properties. So price it correctly the first time, and that solves everything. But I think we just talked about it, we're in the age of video. How can you have a 24-hour open house? Hire a professional videographer, and we use Houseland to shoot all of ours. And we've sold listings, the first day we put it on, simply because of video. People have been in other parts of the country, and they're calling, wanting to set up an appointment or put in, an offer or whatever, simply because of that professional videography. And then the third tip is to tell a story. Every house has a story, and people want to know that story. So when the semantics of what you say, the words, they have to fit together just so perfectly, because you have to get into the mind of that buyer. Get out of, I'm the agent, I want to sell it. What does the buyer want? And speak their language.
Understanding their language is great.
One thing that I would add to that is we started asking our sellers, we sent them a 5-question questionnaire on why did they buy that house? Because typically why they bought it is why the next person is. And we'll use that in our marketing.
We do a similar strategy on our team as well as from the moment we have the listing agreement executed, one of the first questions we're asking, and I ask it repeatedly throughout that, the time in which we're prepping marketing is, what is the favorite thing about this home that you've enjoyed over the years? And what is your least favorite item? Because when you talk about what the least favorite item, chances are that's going to surface up in feedback. So you're really setting the stage. So if it's their least favorite, it's very likely to be someone else's as well.
Cool. So when we launch a property, we look at it a lot like when Hollywood launches a movie. So if you think about the new Star Wars, when they drop that movie, Disney doesn't just decide on like a random Friday, like, hey, let's just release it today. This is like a good day to premiere our movie, right? They don't. There's like a 6-month build-up to it. Now, do you need a 6-month build-up to launch a listing? No, but there should be a build-up when you launch a listing. You shouldn't just randomly throw it out there. It should be very strategic and very intentional with everything that you do. So for us, it's a 7-day process. The listing before it goes active, it's always, what we started doing is we take exterior photos when we first list the property, and then we can get it up on Zillow coming soon and start running some social media campaigns. And we have an interior designer who comes through and tells the seller everything to do to get the house ready. So while they're doing all that, the house is already up on Zillow coming soon. We're already building up some interest during that time period. When the week comes to actually launch the listing, on Monday we mail invitations to everybody in the neighborhood. Usually, depending if it's a condo, it's the entire condo community. If it's a house, it's usually the closest 500 houses. What do the invitations look like? A wedding invitation. So I took a wedding invite, I sent it to a designer, and I said, make it look like our branding. And so we mail those out on a Monday. And if you think about, like, everybody's gotten real estate postcards before, but how many people have gotten an actual, like, formal-looking invitation to an open house? Probably nobody. So it's something that really goes above and beyond and stands out because it's something unique and different that nobody else is doing. So that happens on Monday. Tuesday, we start running the social media ads for the open house, Facebook and Insta. On Wednesdays, when we actually put the property on the MLS, when it goes on the MLS, obviously it syndicates to realtors, Zillow, Redfin, all of that stuff. Thursday, we door knock the neighborhood with an invitation as well. So we're putting an invitation at the door. And then Friday is a call, a text, and an email. So what's great is before your open house is even done, they've got something in the mail, they've seen it in their social feed, if they've searched a website, they've seen it, they got something at the door, they got a call, a text, and an email. It's insane what happens when you then do that open house on Saturday, how many people show up to it because of all the marketing that's gone into it. And when we do our open houses, 25 is a bare minimum on the number of signs. When I personally do them, it's usually 50 to 100 signs for an open house. The more signs you put up, the more people there are that are going to show up to those open houses. So go all out, spend a lot of time on the signs. That's branding. I mean, it's insane how powerful it is to have those signs up every single week and week after week after week. Whether they're your listings or not, people think you run the neighborhood because of all those signs that you put out there. So the open house happens on Saturday. All of you guys wait till Monday to follow up with your open house leads. By the time you're calling them on Monday, we already called them because we blocked Sunday off to actually do the follow-up with all the open house leads. So don't wait until Monday, until 2 days have passed, because the problem is they're probably going to 4 or 5 open houses. They didn't just go to your one and that's it. People go open housing. It's like a thing people do on the weekend. So you want to make sure that they remember yours and that you're following up with them before everybody else does.
That's great, being very strategic about your time. That's a perfect example of actually being a marketer. I love that. So I found this statistic to be really interesting and actually quite startling. In 2017, NAR reported that only 23% of sellers hired the same agent when they were purchasing their next house. 23%, I just think that's startling. What are y'all doing to make sure you're in that 23%?
Everything. Past clients are precious to us, so we do client event parties. Like I said, we rip on them at least 2 times a month. If they go on conversion and we see that they're looking, we do a bigger push onto them in their mailboxes, talking on their social media, just kind of, you know, arriving. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about keeping in touch with people. So viral marketing's out here, we use them. They're great. So if you guys aren't familiar with what they do, is you shoot 2 videos a month, and they edit the videos, make them look really pretty. They drop in like the graphics, the intros, the outros, all of that stuff. They send those out to your database twice a month, and those are a great way to stay in touch with people. So we're doing that with every client. So that's 2 touches a month, which is 24. We put everybody who owns a home use a service called CoreFact, C-O-R-E-F-A-C-T. And CoreFact is marketed as a postcard company, but what they don't tell you is you can go in and manually add people into that system and have it automatically send them a home value report every single month. So if you're using Market Snapshot, you're paying money for that, or if you're using HomeBot or some of the other systems, those cost money. CoreFact's free. I don't know about you guys, but I love free stuff. So everybody who owns a home, they're also getting a home valuation every month. If they don't own a home, we set them up for a search, and ideally they're getting hit every day. If there's too many matches, we'll hit them every week, but you need to stay in people's inbox, because people who own homes, what they want is they want to know what are homes selling for around them. If they don't own a home, they want to know what's for sale around them. So you need to make sure to get that content to them. We hit them on their birthday, their anniversary, and their home anniversary. We're all about video messaging, so we use BombBomb for that. When you can send somebody a video message versus the normal like happy birthday, which you get 5 freaking million of on Facebook, it's the most annoying thing in the world. Don't do it, please. If you're gonna just say happy birthday, make it funny, like connect, include a video, something, like link to a YouTube video, something funny. Please, for the love of God, quit sending a happy birthday to people you don't know. This is bad. It does more harm than good. But record a video, you know, and then it's you, like, hey, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I guarantee you nobody else is sending them video, so it's a way to stand out. And then, yeah, we do 4 client events a year. We do a Easter egg hunt in the spring. We do a barbecue in the summer, a movie night in the fall, and a holiday party with Santa in the winter. And so when we do those events, we call, text, email, run social ads, all of that stuff. So if you think about how many hits that ends up being over the course of a year, you're talking close to 100 hits. So we're talking, they're literally seeing us every 3 days. There's that other company out here, Corporate Club, which we'll probably sign up with. I think what they're doing is really smart because you're actually adding some value for your clientele, and it's a way to stay in touch. But please look at all the cards out there. Get your freaking face off the card. Those are, like, most of those cards out there are so bad. Like, make it look like something classy that they would be proud to have in their wallet. Don't put your face, don't make it look like a business card, please, please, please. But I think that those guys have a brilliant model, and we'll probably be signing up with them.
Yes, we do use BombBomb as well to stay in touch with them. But more so, it goes back to what I said earlier. You're not going to hear a lot of different things from me, just because I just pretty much try to focus on giving to them. You know, anything that I can find, we're in touch with them on social media, obviously. A lot of them are within my community, so I know what they're doing. But anything I can celebrate, I celebrate. I don't care how large, how small. You know, every now and then I'll just call someone randomly. There's one client, we sold 2 of their homes and helped them buy 2. And I just out of the blue just called her. And I don't know if she's buying another one or not, but it wasn't about that. I just called her. She likes Korean food. I said, let's go eat some Korean food. Just no real reason, no hidden agenda. And we didn't talk real estate or anything, but just stay, and we continue to give referrals to this person. One person I just took out to breakfast at IHOP, just randomly. We didn't talk real estate at all, and she said, wait, we're moving. I need you to list my home. And I was like, oh, how convenient, you know? So just giving and, staying involved in what they're doing and being excited about what you're excited about is really the way we do it.
I'll add, I think I had a spaced moment there for a minute. I'll add, we follow a lot of the Buffini system. We did the coaching with them for a while, and then we backed off of it, but we still do it. Note cards, personal note cards, anything that I send to someone that's a past client or a sphere is handwritten by me. It is so that it looks like matter of fact, I ran into Don Hobbs here. I went to Hobbs and Herder way back when my mom was a realtor and I was in high school. And I still follow that, handwritten envelope to, I had a coach tell me you're too big, you can't be doing that. And I was like, well, I'd like to, so I'm gonna do it. And we make custom birthday cards. and we do a goofy picture, and one year we were the mafia. If you've met my husband, he sounds a little New York, and so we had a mafia look, but I was the godmother, and that was our picture. This year we've got Magic, Disney, and that, and I will get clients that call me and say, do you know that you're the only person that sends me a birthday card? And it's handwritten, and what I tell them is, I hope that your day is as awesome as yours. And we get so many people just, thank you, you're the only people that remember us.
That's awesome, including your family.
That's right.
And add one more thing that we're working on that I'm starting to obsess over is the role of a client concierge and actually hiring somebody just to love on your clients. And so what we're looking at is calling it our favorite things. And if I know all of my clients' favorite things, like starting with something simple, what's your favorite pizza topping? What's your favorite beverage? And hopefully it's beer. So we live in San Diego, and there's like 176 breweries in San Diego. So I want to know what that is. I get this information up front. So if I know what their favorite pizza and their favorite beer is, when it's moving day, it's one of the crappiest days of this entire process of buying and selling a home, I could show up and hand deliver a pizza and some beer to them, when they're not having fun. Think about if you know what somebody's favorite flower is. What's the one post on social media you really don't even know what the hell to say when somebody posts it? When somebody dies, like, what do you say? Sorry for your loss. Okay, you can say that. But what if you remembered what their favorite flower was and you sent them a bouquet of flowers with their favorite flower in a really hard time? Think about if you knew their favorite candy and Valentine's Day rolls around and you send them a box of their favorite candy. Think about if you know their favorite sports team. So we have the Padres in town, and I know somebody's a Red Sox fan. So when the schedule comes out, I can look at that, and then I can buy some tickets to that Red Sox game, and then invite my clients. Yeah.
There's one out there.
Yeah, and then you could invite, your clients. So you look at that schedule, and you have everybody's favorite baseball team. Well, you just plan it out. Okay, this guy's a Phillies fan, this guy's a Cubs fan, this girl's a Red Sox fan, and you invite them to go to those games with you. Think about if you knew their favorite movie or their favorite actor, and you see that they're sick in bed, and you send them, you can gift people movies these days. So you gift them their favorite movie, say, hey, I saw you're sick in bed today, wanted to help you pass the time by with your favorite movie. Like those little things, those don't cost anything. But think about the impact that stuff's gonna have. So if you ask for all that information up front, when you're signing a listing, you could just have them fill that out when you're literally handwriting the stuff on the listing. Or if it's a buyer, just have them fill that stuff out at the consultation. But if you then have all of that information, and what you need to do is on Facebook, you need to have lists. So you can have a list for all your clients. And so instead of seeing all the noise on Facebook, you can just go over on the site and say, show me my client list. And then just troll that once a day. Just go in there and spend 5 minutes and just look for those trigger events. And if you see one of those trigger events, then trigger whatever that action might be.
I love the list idea. When we were at RE Bar Camp on Monday, there were a group talking about creating a private group for your previous customers and or your sphere together. I think that's brilliant. It falls in that same category. This is my favorite question, and I'm super excited. If you have to name just one tool or resource that we receive being Exp Realty agents, what is it? And share with us how you're leveraging it.
So when I joined, I thought it was going to be conversion, and instead it has turned out to be breakthrough broker. At first, I started looking through it, and then, I come from a degree in marketing. That's what I used to do previously, but also you shouldn't do what you're loving, because I love real estate, and that makes me a whole lot more money than playing. And then I was, like I said, I was doing Buffini. Well, there are some great things on there right now. There's Home Talk, and things that I was paying big bucks to for him, that I can do and kind of customize it myself. And so I'm super excited about that, because I just ordered in a whole bunch of stuff to come through, and I'm really liking it. So check it out. There's a lot of awesome things on there that you don't have to recreate the wheel. That's totally my motto, is don't recreate the wheel. Just use it. Somebody spent time, use it. I love Breakthrough Broker.
And it's free. Okay, since I can only name one, we know there are many, but honestly, from a business perspective, I love that EXP Enterprise. I mean, I just love it because I love that I can see my numbers. I love that I can see what I'm paying. I love it. I just take this, the spreadsheet that I'm doing for my marketing or any expenses balance it against what EXP already provides me. They're my bookkeeper, they're, my accountant. I see my numbers, I see what my group is doing, I see what the rest should, I love it. So it helps me to run my business and be a true business owner. EXP Enterprise.
For us, it would definitely be using KV Core. The year that we implemented Boomtown, which is the CRM that we were using, we went from 82 deals to 242 deals by really being systematic about everything that we do. So I mean, everybody you talk to needs to end up in your CRM. Every time you call, every time you text, every time you run into them, you need to log those notes in there. You need to have task plans set up. And if you can really leverage a CRM properly, you don't have to think about who to call or why to call them. The CRM tells you. And the more decisions you have to make, the less likely you are to make the decision to call your client. But if you could just log in every day and it's like, you need to call this person because they inquired about this. You need to do this with this person, this with this person. If you don't have to think about doing those things, you're so much more likely to do them. So like meet with these guys, do their demos. Like this can completely change your business. You don't have a CRM. If you're literally running off Excel spreadsheets, like this will change your life. This will change your business forever. It's how you take your conversion rate. Now think about this, is something really little. If you have a conversion rate of 2% and you can increase that from 2 to 3, now it doesn't sound like a lot, right? You're like, whatever, it's 1%. No, it's freaking 50%. It's 50% more income when you go from a 2 to a 3% conversion rate. Implementing a CRM is the best way to do that, and KV Core is one of the best ones out there, so leverage the hell out of it, guys.
That's great, and it goes back to what you were saying earlier, is we can't grow if we're not tracking, right? You have to track it. I'm shocked at how many top producers you talk to, let alone the whole gamut of our industry that are not using a CRM. And we have a CRM, it's given to us, so absolutely. I think we have time. Are we for? Yeah. Okay. So thank you for coming. Did you all have anything else you wanted to share?
Thank you for having me.
That's a Q&A.
I saw a couple questions. If you want to take a couple questions, do you have a question?
Yeah, I want to know if any of you ever do any pre-listing appraisals. I have.
The question was, I'm sorry.
Pre-listing appraisal.
Is anyone doing pre-listing?
Because I have a custom sub and
I have. I mean, we've had appraisals done on unique properties, but it's just a case-by-case basis. Depends on dollar price point too. Or my luxury.
well, yeah, exactly. If it's luxury, yeah.
I have a question in regards to the invite that you send out. Do you send it out to, you do 500, you said, correct? And it's a track or a
Correct, yeah. Typically it's 500 homes.
So does it matter the price point that property is in, or you just go 500 regardless? I'm
doing it virtually every single property. Now my higher end, so we're in San Diego, our average price point's in that 500 to 600 range. If I'm doing the $1 million+ stuff, we'll probably go a little bit deeper with it just to expand that reach. A couple things I didn't mention when I was going through that. One, every open house, there's food and drink at the open houses. When you have that, people are much more likely to come, they're much more likely to stay. Some of my open houses have after parties, which is the weirdest thing in the world. I literally have to kick people out of the house. I'm like, guys, the owners are home. Like, we need to leave. And somebody will be like, after party at my house. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So yes, we have open house after parties. Some of the tools that we use, just to kind of share, because I ran through a lot of stuff there. Where we get the data to do like that circle dialing, or circle to get all the names and phone numbers and email addresses, we use Cole, C-O-L-E, Cole Realty Resource. You can put a pin on a map, draw a circle a half mile around it, and it'll pull in names, phone numbers, and email addresses for everybody in there. So that's a really valuable tool. We use something called Agent Legend to help with those texts and those emails. So I can then take that list that I got from Cole, and I can plug that into Agent Legend and automatically fire off text and emails to everybody that's on that list. And then I can have it send it on that Friday. I can also have it send it like an hour before the open house. So Agent Legend is really good for that. And then signing in at the open house, we use a system called Spacio, S-P-A-C-I-O. So Open Home Pro was cool 10 years ago, but Open Home Pro is outdated. Spacio is a much more current system, because what can happen with Spacio is as soon as they sign in, you can have it automatically import them into your CRM, which is really valuable. So instead of having to manually put them all in there or send your CSV file to the vendor and then wait for them to import it, it's automatically happening. The other part that's really cool with Spacio is you can preset follow-up to go out. So you could say 1 hour after somebody signs in, automatically send this out, which is so powerful. So that way, if you are at your open house after party and you don't have time to follow up with them, you got something automated going out to them 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours after the open house is over. So those are just a few of the systems that we use in that process.
Can you guys get it up for this panel? EXP Realty proud, it's not just a hashtag. Thank you so much, and let's look at number 2. You did a great job.
That's what's up, baby. EXP.
All right, guys,
Lonnie Gann says EXP, baby. Let's get it. Come on.